Hello, Twitch. Welcome in. Let's start off with some coffee as usual. Gonna be a little bit of a quicker night tonight. Just gonna be grilling a steak and roasting some taters. Got bacon in the fridge that's on the edge of going, so we're gonna use that up along with some onion and some green peas. And so that'll be dinner tonight. Welcome in. Pretty good so far, Luck. How about yourself? I forgot to grind my coffee before I started the stream, so I apologize for this noise you're about to hear. There we go. Computer. Nice. Yeah, I don't know if I really want to purchase that or not. I am planning on breaking down another half hog here on stream. I haven't ordered it, but I will be doing that. And so, yeah, I didn't do one the last time I butchered a hog. It can be handy. I just basically broke everything down with a hacksaw and kept most of the long bones long. Music's gonna need prodding tonight, apparently. Maybe we'll leave it up for now. That it is. Yeah, most of them these days, if you're going through, especially here, if you're going through the cost of putting a butchery shop in there, you might as well put a bandsaw in there. I mean, $5,000 at that point with what land and real estate and all that costs around here. Nice. I am sure you are much more experienced than I am at breaking them down then. Because yeah, I haven't done a whole I've done some in school, I've done some in business, but here at home I've only done 3 of them now. So 2 of them now, sorry. Exaggerating. 2 of them. Planning to do my 3rd this year. And they're prevalent in kitchens. And I assume butcher shops just the same. Well, yeah, the butcher shop, you get the chefs coming into the butcher shop. Cheers, folks. Happy Monday. So what do we start with tonight? What do we start with tonight? I think I'm going to start with prepping our steak a little bit. Which I've been defrosting in the sink here. Thank you for that, fowl. Welcome in, Carolina Curve. And I'm going to do a very light marinade for this. I'm just going to pour a little soy over the top. If I wanted to, I could peel that off. I'm probably just gonna deal with it after it's cooked. Hey, Blake Harrington. Welcome in. Just coating the steak in a bit of soy and a bit of oil. A little cooking oil. Let that hang out and come up to room temp. Wash my hands first. Alright, now that we've got that started on our onion and bacon and eventually peas. Take out the core on those. Not going super thin on these tonight. Got a little thickness to them. Go with this big bad boy. We're going to take these off of the stove tonight because we're going to have to use the grill pan. Hi there. How much longer we got until our next Stream Raiders battle? Is that ready? Here we got 2 minutes. 2 minutos. Just steak right there so we get it in the scene a little bit. Turn the pan on back there. Get a flame going. Bit of sunflower oil or cooking oil, high heat oil. Oh, by the way, Ozzy, you should be able to and are more than welcome to shout out people like the lovely Play Carrington who pop in here and you already know. Waiting for this to get a light smoke going, or at least warm enough that I know that it's going to give me a nice sizzle to start my onions. Battle. Sorry, I'm locking a few things down in the scene that I had changed just before started streaming here. Go with the haste buff here. We wait for the game to update. Lovely. Here's an idea. I don't have the other camera on right now. But it's going to save us some memory, so hopefully the gameplay is a little bit better. I'm not sure if we got this or not. think we might got this. Blake Harrington coming in here with the assist. I think we got this. Victory. Victory. You can do it, computer. Quite a few losses there, but we still struggled through on that one. Got some nice scrolls there for Colorful Peanut and SoCal Ozzy. Go back to these onions for a quick second here. They're starting to look nice and lovely. I've already turned the heat down on them once. I'm going to turn it down a little bit further now. More times I swirl my mouse, the more likely it is to work. That's how it works, right? I'm gonna put a pally out there, and towards the bottom here, actually, go after these tanks. Rogues will be needed, nicely needed, maybe here, and then maybe some 1 or 2 defensive to pair against those. I don't know. I'm just gonna leave it up to you folks. That one looks like a pretty simple map unless a whole bunch of other stuff pops up. I didn't even really salt these yet. Oh, I can't wait for Thursday. So like I said, I had some bacon here that was getting on its last legs. So we're gonna run this down with those onions. I need to start having like moisturizer up here because my hands are just getting beat by the washing. Clean off all of our, even though it's bacon and cured and more than likely safe, but we'll clean off the protein board and all that, make sure we're not cross-contaminating. Pull this big pot I had in there for defrosting the steak earlier. And I'm gonna get rid of the plastic that I had the steak in. Be right back. Well, excuse you, Drain. Taters. Now those are some baby potatoes. A little Dijon mustard. Okay, a lot of Dijon mustard. Dried thyme, or freeze-dried thyme. Little tamari. model of it. Tamari instead of soy, which I used on the steak. I don't know, I guess we're going highbrow on the... Oh, hey! What an interesting view the camera is giving everyone. Okay, that should be better, but now I'm not getting any camera at all. Are you still working for me, camera? Yeah, you do seem to be still working. Maybe the computer ain't handling it. There we go. Welcome back, camera. So, also going to add the tamari that I pulled out of the fridge but didn't add in. Or did I just... Yeah, it's in there already, actually. Sunflower oil. Or cooking oil. Salt, pepper, and MSG. Actually debating having my salt over here because I seem to use it a lot more over here. I mean, you want it right next to the stove as an almost reminder that, you know, every time something hits the pan you want to be salting it. But and we'll give all of that a lovely toss around and make sure it all gets coated. Get our oven heating. And we'll get rid of a bit more trash while we're waiting on that to preheat. They be babies. Don't want all this lovely liquid in the bowl to go to waste. I just remembered I have something that should go into this. Or could go into this. Set the taters off to the side here. And chop ourselves a chili. I'm just going to leave the seeds in it and all. This would be nice, a little heat to contrast off of our sweet of the onions and the sweet of the peas. And it'll all go with bacon, so I mean. And why not? Let's do a clove of garlic or two. Or 3. Or 4. Get my grill. I sprayed a bunch of olive oil on that, and so I'm going to use this to just brush it lightly. I don't want to completely coat it with olive oil though, because we're going to get that smoky if it's olive oil, because it's only 350 degree smoke point. But we do want to make sure and get the area we're going to be working with greased up. Let's add some sunflower oil there too. So I'm essentially going to turn the heat off of this bacon and onions and garlic and chili and just let that hang out in the pan right now. And we'll kick the heat back on and throw in the peas at the last minute. Time for our taters to go into the oven. One last look at those lovelies. Hi, camera. This is looking extremely dark, but I do not see anything in this that looks to me like it is actually burnt. It's just all really dark at this point, nicely cooked and caramelized. Those onions are all like super dark caramelized looking. Hey Hud, welcome in. Happy to see you. Speaking of Wednesday, do we have a lead here? Do we have one of these winning yet? No, we don't. Am I going to have to flip a coin on stream, folks? Is that what's going to have to happen here? Maybe... Let's hope I didn't just break the stream. Yeah, HUD. That's the reasoning behind the upgrade down below. I'm getting new computer parts on Thursday and upgrading things, and so hopefully it won't be as laggy. I apologize for that, but be fixing it soon. How long are we cooking these taters? We gotta put them in there at least 40 minutes, I would think. Set the timer for 35. Got a new motherboard, a new power supply, 64 gigs of RAM, and new CPU cooler. All coming. Did I say motherboard, CPU cooler, RAM, and power supply. And then I have a better CPU that I can put into the new motherboard than I currently have. Pretty good, El Chosen. How about yourself? Happy Monday. We've got a lovely piece of meat here on my board. We got some onions, bacon, chili, and garlic on the stove there. It's all nicely caramelized and dark. We're roasting some taters, and otherwise we were just chilling. I was just about to flip a coin here because we currently have a tie between liver and pine nuts. And so let's see here. We have a Rhode Island quarter here tonight. So let's see. Let's say heads, pine nuts, tails, liver. It is liver, folks. So I'll fix that after stream, but Wednesday night we're going to be doing liver for dinner and dessert. To be honest, that was not the one I was hoping would win. But let's have some fun with it. I've done some stuff with liver actually on stream in the past, so this won't be too bad. Battle. Almost got everyone. I think we can get just about everyone there. We got one rogue over here that unfortunately can't get, but wait for the game to update here. It's almost like I gotta look away for it to do what it needs to do. I can't be looking at it. It's like a pot of water. It's not going to boil while I'm looking at it. Stream Raiders isn't going to move to the next step if I'm looking at it. That was an easy one, though. We piled on that one. Victory. Victory. Colorful Peanut Patrol. Blood Slicer. Getting them kills and assists. Hudaz and SoCal getting rewards there. 25 gold and some scrolls. Or a scroll. Healers are always good. But we're off to this blue chest now. Now we're going to get some real rewards if the camera wants to wake up. That's fine. I'm okay with stream readers working in the camera not for the moment. I think I'm going to put out my Crystal Warrior. Though maybe I should have done Monk? I don't know. Or no, maybe I should have done Rogue? This is going to be a Rogue heavy map. Rogues are going to be welcome on this map. We'll see what we get. Let's see if we can't wake you up now. There we go. I can't wait till Thursday. Can't wait till Thursday. Can't wait till Thursday. Got the first part of it in. Although the first part of it I had already ordered well ahead of time and had nothing to do with the other ones. I bought myself some fine mesh to patch up those bigger hole areas of the CPU and maybe keep it a little more dust free. Got 28 minutes on our taters. Got 28 minutes on Stream Raiders. I think it's maybe time we start preheating our steak grill. Just a really low heat, just getting it entirely warmed up. I went and hid chat. I shouldn't do that. Nice! Yes. So that finishes our coffee for the evening. I'm gonna grab a little water. Cheers, folks, for the aqua drinkers. But I have a new bottle that I've been just aching to try and crack open here. And so I'm going to use tonight as an excuse. This is a small batch bourbon that I haven't gotten the chance to try before. Gotta say, plastic steel is a little less elegant than wax. Nice. .94 proof. Okay, so it's not. It's got some weight. We're drinking something here. For those that don't know proof, that's 47% alcohol. Nice dark golden color to it, but color in whiskey and bourbon is sort of meh. It's more self-identification because half of it's coloring. They legally can put coloring in there without telling you that it's coloring. I mean, a fair amount of it's obviously from the wood, and this is, their claim to fame is charred barrels, which all of them are charred nowadays, but this is their claim to fame. It's quite nice. Caramelly, a little bit syrupy, and almost like a banana-like essence to it. Oh, they certainly do it with meat, but that's usually in the counters. They usually have most of your deli counters you go to, or especially your old school ones. It's a little bit different with like the Whole Foods and stuff these days. They do different techniques, but the old school ones, they were just like sealed. You open the drawer sort of a thing to get into them. They're actually pumping gas into those to make things look nice and red for you. There's horror stories of them bleaching, adding, gas form of bleach into truckloads of strawberries to ripen them on the way to the East Coast. They do all sorts of things. Pumpkin pies, that's sort of... Americans are all sort of trained into this, pumpkin has to be this one perfect round orange squash, when the majority of the stuff in the cans and stuff like that are entirely different types of squash. And I wouldn't recommend, unless you're buying a pie pumpkin, that's one of those smaller ones that's orange and pumpkin-y. There's actually a lot of other squashes that would do the job a lot better that I would recommend to you. It doesn't have to come out dark brown, though. There's ways you can do that without it. Oh my, I can't wait for Thursday. And I don't know, can I set up this to live stream setting up the PC? It's a little hard to stream from the PC you're setting up. I'm just not a big fan of pumpkin in general. I mean, you can have it okay, but you can make it so that it tastes okay, but there's other pies that I'm gonna prefer. It's a sort of, yeah. I mean, there's the whole seasonal sentimental thing. It's winter, we want that nutmeg warm pumpkin spice. But oh, we do have our pan starting to smoke back here. Which means we're up around 350 back here. So we have any fans out there of Fernet? I don't know the proper pronunciation of it. I've talked about it in stream a couple of times. I wish I had some ginger ale. Drink some of that, but it's hidden away in the back corner, as it is with all bars. This has to be one of the more fascinating liquors that I've had. It's very potent by itself. This is like drinking Jägermeister by itself. Maybe even worse. But you take a sip of ginger ale afterward, or certain regions drink it with Coke, and it just completely explodes in flavor in your mouth. Like, it just, you get all these different herbs, you get all of these different, it's so awesome. It's one of the better sort of flavor explosions, for lack of a better term, I've come across. It's one of those drinks that used to be sort of a San Francisco thing, and then it became sort of this, when I was at the CIA especially, it was sort of like the bartender hush hush. That's what you order to say, hey, I'm industry, I know what's up, that sort of a thing. And now it's just become, I think it's a bit passé at this point, but I still like it. At least here in San Francisco, I haven't been to a whole lot of bars in the last 2 years. But prior to that, in the San Francisco, it had gotten sort of passé. Sort of like PBR was a huge thing. Like, all the bars around had cheap cans of PBR for like $1 or something like that. And yeah, that they both sort of seem to have run their train, run out their popularity in that fashion. No, I wouldn't put that under the term of CIA drinks. The CIA drinks that I know are much more much more dorm room-esque. My class in particular used to like mix apple cider and Busch beer. We also had, I only saw it once before, but there was one that at least talked about, which was the what did they call it? Oh, Champagne. So you take champagne of beers and cheap, like $10 or under $10 at that time, champagne, and you had to mix them. In the lore of it was that you had to mix it in a trash can with a fresh bag. And CIA was just weird in some ways in that respect. It was awesome in that respect in some ways, because, like, you know, we would have, like, keggers or, like, drinking parties, but our drinking parties would, like, one of the famous houses that got passed on from year to year had a fireplace, and they would cook all sorts of stuff in the fireplace just because they could say they cooked in a fireplace. And one of the kids in my class was from Texas, brought up a full smoker with him, and was doing whole brisket parties, and that was good times. Yep. We get stream readers too, so we'll give it another couple of minutes before we start with our steak. Of course, they closed down the Hobnobbin North. I actually think it's CIA property now. There was this sort of seedy block of apartments directly across the street from the school, which was, of course, owned by the wife of the president of the school. And there was this sort of seedy bar right next to it. And it was where, obviously, everyone hung out because you could walk there. And that closed down in the last, like, year I was there. Yeah, no. Like, it was cheap, but it wasn't the cheap place. I forget the name of it, but there was a bar that was north of school that was just an absolute sleaze fest. They let basically everyone in the door. And you didn't have just the CIA there. You had... it was actually more of a Marist bar than it was a CIA bar. You have Marist, you had... what's the other one that's there? You have another college that's right there too. And yeah, that one was the cheap pictures of junk beer place. Oh hey, let's wake that camera up again here. Yeah, I missed Yingling. I wish we had Yingling here in California. Makes sense. I've been to some weird bars, and like I've been taking some weird bars in LA. Between the Korean bars and some of the Hollywood bars, yeah. Was it Beauty Bar? There was one that was, we were hopping around that night, and we ended up in one that was like a beauty salon that was also a bar. Place here into a street hardware bar, yeah. How you doing, Ozzy? That's cool. Yeah. Well, you have all sorts of clientele there. Oh, and yeah, I just don't get karaoke. Like, maybe it's because I don't really have the singing voice sort of a thing, but I never got the whole karaoke fad. I've been dragged into those on multiple occasions and sort of like, no. Alright, I'm going to start our steak now. I'm going to start heating up the flame up on the front burner here. Getting this nice and hot in the front. Right up here. Now we're nearing that point, we'll start salting our steak. I am going to pull off the surface oil and soy. Do the same thing for the other side now that it's on the grill. We'll pat off the moisture on the very surface of it. Salt and pepper. I don't really have a good zoom for that side of the stove. I wish I could show you folks a closer view of that. Lemons are still preserving away or fermenting away or giving them a stir every now and then, or trying to do it at least twice a day, if not more. You know where I put this, the actual like meat part to this is almost off the burner. I sort of figure the burner's somewhere coming around here. And so the thinner piece of this meat has been slightly above the burner. Because that piece is considerably thicker at the bone than it is in the like meat or loin section of it. You gotta spin your tongs. Hey, Bun Buns. How you been? I'm enjoying the smell of this. It's somewhat simple caramel almost to me, but it still smells wonderful. Means our potatoes are just about done too. take a look at those real quick while we're here. They'll be fine for a minute while we do our game, our battle. If the battle wants to start for us. Alright, maybe I'll take... Oh. Looked away and it turned ready. Victory. 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 Colorful Peanut getting those kills sure as hell as getting us our assist. Ooh, 200 gold. Who's gonna get the 200 gold here? Flying Rogue Scroll. Yeah. Maybe the most useless character in the game. SoCal getting those gold. Play Carrington getting the scroll. Congratulations. I think we're gonna call it there for tonight. We'll move on to this next map on Wednesday when I'm cooking with liver for dinner and dessert. We got some taters here. Some taters. Taters. So we'll start our heat on our bacon and onions and chili pepper and garlic. Start warming that back up again so we can add some peas in there. And I think we can probably flip our steak here. Thanks for joining today, Colorful Peanut. Yeah, I think so too. I want to cut that steak too. What am I going to serve this all on? stand up for Daddy. Heats off with those peas as well. Yeah. I think we're going to let this steak sit for another minute or two. So we got our peas, bacon, and onions over here. Just allowing that to drain any little excess fat off of it. Oh hey, why don't we zoom in on the board there, since it seems to want to be out of focus at the moment. But we're gonna cut this steak next, so we need some room on the board to cut that. I'm still gonna give that a moment. So how we doing all tonight, folks? We all having a good night? I think this is all gonna be freaking delicious. By the way, this green bean casserole from yesterday, this is, I mean, look at what, I mean, this is some good shit. So I'm going to start by cutting off this fatty section to the outside, which can be good on its own, but we don't want that in with the actual steak here. Oh, come on. Always going to be rarest next to the bone. This is a giant heat sink. Oh, come on. Slice. Give you an idea of what we got there. Nice medium rare. Not too blue. I wouldn't mind if it was black and blue anyways, but this isn't going to be a very composed plate, I can already tell you. I'm just hawking it all on there. I rushed it maybe a little bit, but not by much. There we go. It's not that big of a steak, and so if it was a larger steak as far as thickness, I mean, this is a relatively, for being as big as it is, it's a relatively thin cut. I think of resting as being something like last night's roast, where you want to let that sit, and I did let that sit for a good 10 to 20 minutes. At least like 15 minutes, actually. This, that's just gonna be yummy. I don't care. Let's grab a couple of photos. I'll also say that last night's was much more picturesque than tonight's will ever be. Taste-wise, I might actually prefer this. But given the time, we gave that a couple minute rest. So we're good on Stream Raiders until next. Do we have anyone guide the raid tonight? I don't think so. Let's see if we got anyone to pass things off to here. If we got anyone we gotta hand a raid to tonight. I don't see what all's on. Ooh, maybe we got someone to raid here tonight. You know, I think I'm gonna wait a bit longer on that one. So unless we have anyone guiding the raid, I think we're gonna wrap it up here and just close up the stream. We'll be back on Wednesday doing liver, and gonna be continuing using a lot of beef here. Gotta finish up what beef we have in there, so that's the immediate plans. Let's see here. One last check through things. Yeah, I think we'll call it there. Thank you all for joining me tonight. Welcome in the Mind of Z. Glad you're joining in, but unfortunately we're just wrapping things up here. Let me give these peas and bacon a try. I didn't give them a try yet. Though I'm pretty sure these are going to be nice and tasty. I mean, how can they go wrong with all the other goodness that's in there with those peas? And like I said before, it's all really dark, but none of it really looks burnt to me. Does it look burnt to you at all? Lost half of it in my hand before it made it to my mouth. Oh, the heat's great. I'm so glad I had the chili pepper in there. So, cheers all for joining me tonight. I hope to see you again soon. I hope you have a great night, and goodbye.